This is Geem. He's an Argonian who for the past year has been running errands and doing quests for Neloth, the legendary Telvanni wizard. Geem has been tasked to have every Skyrim disease at once. He's kinda the perfect test subject, because his Argonian blood allows him to be resistant to tons of negative effects, including food poisoning, which the wizard doesn't really consider a disease anyway. If we also exclude contracting vampirism, which makes you immune to ailments in a few days' time, there are 10 diseases Geem can contract. Usually by interacting with Skyrim's wildlife. And by interacting, I mean getting hit until he gets the disease. This whole ordeal is made harder by the fact that we have 3 lives. We play with legendary difficulty, making the damage dealt to us exponentially higher, and survival mode is enabled, which means diseases have 3 phases, each with more crazier side effects than the last. In a few days, we can basically lose all magicka and stamina, while also becoming useless with weapons and gear. You can probably picture the suffering Geem, and yours truly, is going to be forced to endure. Neloth wants us to kill and examine a forsworn Briarheart after we have contracted every disease in its final form. Argonians and diseases work in mysterious ways. What we do know is that as our sickness spreads, Geem will acquire some unique powers. Research into this subject is quite limited. We are doing this for a huge payout, 100,000 gold. This could be a game changer, as we've been kinda struggling financially. One last big dangerous job, and then no more crazy quests for the Dunmer wizard. Welcome to episode 5 of the series where we attempt to complete unique survival challenges designed specifically for each Skyrim race. We'll uncover their power, as well as their weaknesses. And in the grand finale, everything we've learned will come together in one ultimate challenge. Geem needs to be able to defend himself and endure a lot of damage. Whiterun could be a great place to acquire some gear, so Geem's capable of surviving hits from lesser wildlife. He's quite good at blocking damage. Neloth sent him to do some dumb stuff in the past. His skin ability helped him in recovering health quickly. But with legendary difficulty, Geem needs to be able to tank damage, even without his racial power. I think we should be able to find decent starting gear in Whiterun. We have some cash saved up from our previous errands. I hope it's enough. The general goods store is always a good idea. Some tomatoes, a skull. As per usual, I'm gonna buy a backpack. I'll take the one with stamina fortification. We'll need stamina to block damage with our shield. We can also take this necklace of blocking. It's pretty expensive, but I think it's quite useful.
You need visit no other shops today.
I'm gonna visit another shop. Not much of a shop. The best blacksmith in Whiterun. I want to have the best shield possible for Geem, and whatever Belethor was selling just wasn't good enough. The steel shield is the best I could buy. We're gonna block and heal ourselves at the same time. This will hopefully boost some of our skill trees over time. To boost our combat skills even faster, I picked up the warrior stone near Riverwood. I also want to collect some food and potions, so we don't get surprised by hunger.
You just find that lying around? Must be your lucky day.
Alvor's house is full of goodies. The barrels around town have some food as well. Delphine is annoying, and even though this stuff is easy to grab, I'm afraid people will send hired thugs on us for stealing their food. It has happened in every episode so far. Well, except for the one where I disabled people, for obvious reasons. I think it's about time we test our gear out. There are a few packs of wolves around this village who carry rock joint. Here's one. The key is to be far enough from people so they can't start attacking the creatures. Even if wolves are weak, we still get hit pretty hard. Ow. We'll need more potions. This is just not gonna be enough to withstand the damage of stronger creatures. Perfect. Finally. Now we need to run. Oh my god. This was so close. Jesus. Rockjoint messes up our damage with melee weapons, which is okay because Geem won't use them. Time to heal up. I expect us to not have any means of regenerating our stats later on, so I'm gonna collect potions anytime I have the chance to do so. Whiterun's alchemy shop should have enough for now.
How do you feel? I think you might be sick.
Dragon's Reach was a letdown in terms of potions, but there's a lot of food here, which we can also cook.
You're not supposed to be in here.
I know when I'm not wanted. Time to leave for Morthal. There are a few reasons I want to do this trip. It's a great place to collect more potions and food. But more importantly, we can stop by 2 military camps and steal some more potions from the wounded soldiers. It's a scummy thing to do, I know, but it's not against the law. In the eyes of the Skyrim guards, stealing leek from Dragon's Reach is worse than stealing potions from soldiers. The one weakness Argonians have is cold. Feeling unpleasant is an understatement. I didn't buy or steal any armor yet, so we're cold almost all the time. Geem needs to be cautious and look out for any enemies, as he's quite vulnerable right now. Nice. Stormcut camp. I'm dying here, guys. I'll need these more than you guys. Thanks. They were smart enough to make an improvised fireplace here. It helps. For now. Holy moly, nobody saw that. Geem left the first camp and started looking around for bugs. Not the bugs in Skyrim's code. These ugly they also carry a disease, but I'm pretty happy they're nowhere to be found, because I'm pretty sure they'd kill me. Second camp is filled with Chad Imperials. I'm sorry guys, I'm sure you're important and stuff, but I can't just rely on my spells to heal. If you're ever gonna play survival, just stand on the fire. It doesn't do damage, and it's much faster than waiting for the game to realize you should be warm. As much as I like hanging out with the brave soldiers of the Empire, we need to check out the main reason I went to Morthal. Ah, sweet home. Hello, love.
Ah, it's my love come to visit.
I think we need to rewind a bit. Geem is from Black Marsh, but he came to Skyrim years ago, because the average income used to be much higher. He joined the Argonian dockworkers in Windhelm. By helping the Nords move cargo, he made a few friends among the sailors, as well as the Argonians, namely Shavi. They fell in love with each other, so one day they decided to go to the Riften Temple and have a humble wedding.
Under the authority of Mara, the divine of love, I declare this couple to be wed.
Her positive attitude was quite intoxicating.
Being happy or unhappy is a choice you make, and I've chosen to make the best of things that I can.
Geem is skilled at carrying heavy cargo, while Shavi was always good at catching underwater creatures. The water was super cold, but she somehow managed to be the reason these Nords would get fresh fish. Speaking of Nords, they haven't been so kind to the Argonian community, and it has been quite a problem for some time. Even though Shavi had a positive attitude, it weighed heavily on her. Geem needed something to change, something to get out of this endless life of dockwork, just one opportunity to make a little more money. So they could leave Windhelm, buy their own home, and maybe even start a family in the near future. Geem's work around ships and sailor friends brought him to Solstheim, specifically to a certain Dunmer wizard, who needed someone resilient to act as a test subject for his research. Geem is nothing if not resilient, so he took the job because it paid really well. Shavi was never super happy about it, because he was in constant danger. On a positive note, they could finally buy property. Although the cold climate sucks for Argonians, this property is great. If you look past the semi-aggressive Horkers, the property also has a fishery. Shavi set up a shop and supplies the capital of Skyrim with fish she catches and with materials she mines. The small house was cozy, but it wouldn't be enough for a family. Much better. And bigger. We can furnish this house in no time. Shavi said she'd do that. We built a nice animal pen for some cute animals, and a garden so we can grow crops and sell them. Things were looking good. Geem's work for the wizard was financing house expenses from the beginning, but selling food and materials began to get lucrative, and there was really no need to keep working for Neloth for much longer. That is, until he sent our beloved Argonian friend on a quest worth 100,000 gold. There's some tension around the house, but it's okay I guess. Geem will make sure to stop by from time to time, so Shavi isn't worried sick 24/7. It sucks leaving your cozy house and wife behind like this for dangerous work. The ash in Solstheim doesn't help the situation at all, but this job is the reason why we can afford this house. I'll be back soon, I promise. I love you! Let's go back to today.
The gold is flowing nicely. Here's your half of the profits, my dear.
Having a wife is super lucrative. She actually generates quite a bit of cash when you wait long enough. Must be all the trading she's doing. Everything okay?
What's the point in being miserable all the time?
I agree. The furnishings are looking good. It's starting to look a lot less like a box and more like a home. The coziness really is in the small details. Finally, something warm around here. I'm gonna have to go again. I'll look for some infected wildlife around our house. Okay, spiders. I don't think they carry any diseases. Oh, bandits. The mud crab can tank these bozos. Perfect. I can equip their armor and get warmer. This is a good change. I tried to delve into a Nordic ruin nearby to hopefully get infected by Draugr, but that wasn't a good idea. I really underestimate how weak our Argonian is right now. We should at least look for some slaughterfish. They carry a disease as well. There are a few of them in the cold water nearby, but Geem is not like Shavi and hates cold water. Hates is used incorrectly. He dies whenever he's in it for too long, which we need to do to get attacked by these dumb creatures. It took too long and I didn't want to freeze to death, so I'm gonna have to do this in a more suitable climate. Okay, so the fish suck in the waters near Solitude as well. I let myself get attacked for like 5 minutes and I didn't catch anything. I'm gonna try again later. Might as well drop by Solitude since we're here. I love to rob cities. It's one of life's greatest pleasures.
I love stealing things.
We collected some food and potions again. What more can you ask for, really? Daedric armor. The bards keep the townsfolk occupied, and we can take valuable items. I wanted to buy gear, but it's pretty expensive. I want to keep some cash, just in case we need to buy potions or something. We can buy armor later, or murder someone, and loot them. Geem isn't happy about our situation. Let's dip him into more water. Come on, you dumb fish. I'm too lazy to kill you, just infect me. Finally, oh my god. Green Spore is a pretty okay disease. We can say goodbye to good prices though. I say we head back to the capital to get some rest and steal more food. You know how I mentioned hired thugs? I'm afraid people will send hired thugs on us for stealing their food. Well, they jumped me near Solitude's main gate. I led them inside the city, so I can maneuver around them with more ease. There's a spot next to the blacksmith behind the barrels, which allows you to have a fair shot against melee NPCs. You just stand behind the barrels and use range attacks. It takes a while, but I can guarantee it works on any difficulty. And it's a nice way to exploit this game's AI. I kinda like how this turned out. Everything in this chain of events went in our favor. We stole food from the guy who sent the hit on us. We got new armor from the thugs, and money from selling our old gear.
Return anytime you need arms or armor.
Win-win-win. It's time to get infected by some more creatures. The rift has a wide variety of animals roaming its woods. I think it's a good idea to stop by the place where we got married. If you ever want to do the exact challenge I'm doing right now, stay away from the Ratway. I thought I would get infected by a skeever, but the tunnel's residents aren't as friendly as one might think.
Guess it's all clear now.
Just head to the woods. It should be much safer. Wolves again, that's kinda annoying. Geem decided to have a rest and gear up again. Oh my, a dead mammoth. I think I can tank saber cats. Oh my god. Blocking really helps, but I couldn't do this forever. We got it. Run, 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 run. We have a third disease, and this one has a funny effect. Our magicka recovers slower, and it's gonna go downhill from here, especially with each worse version of this disease. Our sickness mutated and we got a new power, Eldritch Blast. It's quite fun to use, especially with the night sky such as the one we have here. I think this climate sucks, so I used the Windhelm carriage to travel back to Whiterun. We'll come back to the rift later. I was getting ahead of myself. I'm pretty sure those trolls and bears would destroy us. Skeevers attacked us and we caught ataxia. Our lockpicking and pickpocketing skills are all messed up. I completely forgot these skills existed, which should tell you just how much this affects our character. Woodbane is a bigger problem. I'll spare you the details of traveling around Skyrim. What is relevant is an attack by a certain bug I was looking for earlier. Oh my god. I'm not ready at all. I'll just drink whatever I have here. The survival limits we have on our stats make combat in cold climate almost impossible. The bug forced Morthal's guards to get involved, which makes it impossible for me to get infected. Okay, bugs are tough. I led one more bug to Morthal to see if I could catch rattles, but it almost killed me and the townsfolk again. I can lead it to its death, but can I tank its attacks to get infected? That's the question. The answer is no, obviously. Oh. Hi. This is so nice. Even the top floor feels like a home now. Oh, and the cellar has some new additions as well. I'm getting into the most dangerous situations of my life. If I ever want to survive and become stronger, I'll have to risk much more. I'm done playing around and getting bamboozled by animals. We need armor to tank damage and a better shield. I would also prefer if my armor was enchanted. We can find a solid orcish set in a stronghold near Riften. Every trip has to count. So I get the attention of some wolves and tank their damage to level up some skill trees. Mainly heavy armor and block. The stronghold is easily accessible from the side. The main gate is guarded by an orc shaman and I don't want to get her attention. The orcish armor is just sitting here. It's sad because we don't get the full set. We lack gauntlets. Much better. I love the aesthetic of orcish armor and how it looks on Argonians. Makes me feel like I'm finally in control of this challenge for once. The income from our wife's trading can finance most of our transactions, including buying ingots. I love to craft building materials. They're cheap and we can level up smithing pretty quickly. We just needed 50 smithing to enhance our orcish armor. Much better. I also looked into what we're selling, well, our wife, and it's pretty decent gear. I'm not gonna buy enchanted items, but those filled soul gems will come in handy at some point. I know she's not just gonna hand them over for free, which is frustrating, but if we wait long enough, she'll generate enough cash to buy them back from her. She's also selling her own amulet. Why? I traveled to Dawnstar to loot the Khajiit's hidden chest. Geem sold most of the loot and disenchanted the gear. I wish I could say we made a lot of money, but one of our diseases keeps us from being an efficient trader. I can sell so much and get almost nothing. I am displeased. Stealing, especially potions, is the way to go. I would be mad at myself if I didn't have a full set of that orcish armor. I went back to that orc stronghold. There's usually some interesting loot lying around. This location is related to a quest, but until it begins, the orc NPCs just kinda stand around. From my personal experience, their vision is also messed up sometimes, which allows us to steal items lying around. Oh yes, these are indeed orcish gauntlets, but they're scaled orcish gauntlets, which I didn't see at the time, and I thought my well-fitted heavy armor perk would work wonders. I of course enhanced these gauntlets, thinking they were the ones I needed, and enchanted them later on as well. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. I want to have some perks in enchanting. There's a few interesting ones boosting our basic and skill enchantments, and one fun perk which specifically boosts any enchantments involving health, stamina, or magicka. I would need my enchanting skill leveled up pretty high, and I think it won't be necessary. Leveling up this skill tree requires tedious enchanting, for which I would need a lot of items and gems, these are heavy and expensive to buy. Leveling up as much as I did was achieved by disenchanting, but mainly by buying training from our wizard friend. This was, of course, financed by our lovely wife. Marriage rocks, bucko. I think this perk is enough to get something decent. Plus, the wizard's treehouse has a lot of enchanting fortification potions to borrow. Mainly, I'm gonna be applying health enchantments, block fortification enchantments, and magic resists, because some of the creatures we'll encounter use a lot of magic attacks, including the Forsworn, which we'll be fighting at the very end. The disease effects have gotten worse over a few days. Geem doesn't care about picking locks, but Magicka no longer recovers, which means the only way to get it back is to drink potions. Speaking of potions,
How do you feel? I think you might be sick.
I didn't want to use any overpowered alchemy recipes on our character, but that doesn't mean we can't make strong potions to level up. Geem needed some perk points, and alchemy works. I made the classic hanging moss, mountain flower, butterfly wing combo. These ingredients can be found almost everywhere in the fields around Whiterun. But beware of bears. They can appear out of nowhere. I was pretty confident I could tank his damage, at least enough times to get infected. Bone Break Fever damages our stamina, and to escape these fast animals, I would recommend just sprinting, drinking stamina potions, and sprinting again. You'll use a lot of potions, but it's worth not dying. It was high time to switch my Standing Stone ability to something more useful. It was quite the dilemma between the Lord and Lady Stone. I just need more resistances, and the Lord Stone is amazing for those. It's guarded by a few bandits, but I can tank most of that damage. Holy moly. Let's just take the stone real quick. I know we're fighting the weakest types of bandits, but it's still nice to see our resists and armor doing its magic. Unlike our Magicka, which disappeared completely. Time to enchant. Our armor increases our HP, our boots increase our fire resistance, mainly to survive encounters with hag ravens. There wasn't a single enchantment I could use on the helmet, out of the enchantments this character knows. Bummer. The gauntlets help us block more damage, and the shield does the same thing. Wait, I'm stupid. These, The necklace helps with health regen, and the ring increases magic resist. I mean, are these gauntlets that big of a problem? Is not having the well-fitted perk active really an issue? Where are the... Here they are. Let's make them flawless. Soul Gem. Fortify block. We can throw these away.
Pick up your trash, fetcher.
Okay. The perk is active and I can sleep peacefully knowing I have my armor. Some of these diseases are really bad, guys. And we're not even done. Ash hoppers are cute little bugs, aren't they? Yes. Perfect. It's our 6th disease, which means we can use the Witch Bolt power. I don't know how though. I don't really have enough Magicka for regular casting. A lot of the footage is just me kinda running around Skyrim looking for creatures. I even met Maik, and as is his nature, he acted like a puss. The roads can be lonely sometimes, except for when they're not. Whoa, I expected way more damage from this turd. The wolves joined in, I see. Perfect. I can't believe this is legendary. Yep. Holy moly. Some nobles joined the fight. There's also a bear here for some reason. Oh. The wolves found her. Okay, well, I don't really need to be a part of this. You have to be kidding me.
Hand over your valuables, or I'll gut you like a fish.
Oh yeah, he hurts. Dumbass. I'm ready for the bug. This sucks. Okay, we got it. Dodge, 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 dodge. Oh, f***. Zigzag, 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 zig. I f***ing hate these creatures. The sprint stamina potion technique proved quite efficient. I'm so lucky I was quick enough to use potions. This disease is painful. Our stamina recovery is gonna get worse until there's no recovery at all. I need to get warm. this helps a lot. We just need Draugr and a Hag Raven to infect us. There's a Nordic ruin near our house. It's the one with Anska, the Nord who needs our help in getting a scroll. I won't help her, but we can bait the angry Draugr to her and get rid of them that way once we're infected. We have solid defense for sure. Okay, nice. Let's leave. Do kill him. Kill him. The aggro in this game is all over the place. I can't defend this forever. Ooh, one more disease to go. The last one is called brain rot. You might think we'll get it by scrolling Subway Surfer reels and Family Guy shorts, but no, we need a Hag Raven to scratch us. We also want open areas, so it's easy to run away or dodge spells and possible enemy attacks. I chose Kartspire Camp because it's an open area and there's a Forsworn Briarheart in that cave nearby. Oh, great, she doesn't have fire attacks. I think we're fine either way. If I get close, she'll switch to melee. The Forsworn just watch me tank her from afar. Nice. And that's the last one. Geem needs to leave, regroup, and go back there. Before we fight the Briarheart, we have to wait for those diseases to reach maximum severity. Our mutation has almost reached its full potential, which means we can cast Cloud Kill, a powerful area poison spell, and Vile Vapor, a target poison shout which can deal a decent amount of damage. Waiting really sucks for our magicka, but thanks to our sickness, we don't have much magicka to begin with anyway. At least I can still manage my hunger. There we go. Every disease has reached its final state. Our armor isn't as effective. We have less magicka. Magicka doesn't even recover. Our thief skills suck. Trading is at an all-time low. Our stamina is decreased and doesn't even recover. And we can forget about using weapons on this character. I predicted being fatigued from waiting, so I crafted some camping supplies just in case. I'll build a campsite overlooking the Forsworn camp. It's time to go to bed. As our mutation has reached its peak, our destruction skill has rapidly increased. Our diseases weaken us immensely. But on a more positive note, we can cast those unique powers we acquired throughout the challenge. I also want to finally try out Hist's skin. I could have used it earlier to tank wildlife with more ease, but I wanted to make this character powerful enough to withstand damage by himself. We still need to spam potions to regenerate our stats, but I think Geem's list of potions is quite stacked. One last dangerous job, and we're done with this adventuring forever. I want to walk around them, so I don't aggro a bunch. That would be quite unpleasant. Okay, perfect. They lost vision. Holy moly, this does a lot of damage. Jesus. This regen is insane. I should have used it before, but then again, if you get one-shotted by creatures, your health regen doesn't really matter. We can tank so much, even on Legendary. Nice. I hope this Briarheart is enough for the wizard. Neloth is gonna be happy.
Here,
You deserve a bit of a reward for your efforts. That was a lengthy trip for you, I'm sure.
I can get rid of these horrible effects, and we can finally stop worrying about money. Refreshing. Honey, it's finally over. You wouldn't believe who I fought. She must be inside. I'm home.